You see, that's another one of the things we tend to attach to forgiveness that sometimes muddies our understanding of forgiveness. Is resolution forgiveness? It's a close cousin. But if you don't have resolution, can you forgive? Definitely. So they're not equal, they're not synonyms. And as we seek to define my ability to forgive, it doesn't always mean I also restore. It's possible that somebody else may not want restoration. It's possible that restoration may be impossible. One can be free from the continuation of pain and the constant review of anger. That's the reality of forgiveness. It can liberate me from that. Forgiveness provides liberation from, first of all, the control of anger. Forgiveness is the reclaiming control of our own lives by letting go of anger-producing events and people. You know one of the reasons we don't forgive? Because we're mad. Because we're hanging on to anger. And so if we decide I'm going to forgive, one of the benefits is I let go of anger. I release anger. I'm no longer going to be driven by the anger that a certain event produced or that certain people have caused. I let it go. In forgiveness, you refuse to be held hostage to the emotion of anger. Forgiveness is a more powerful position in which the evil deeds of another no longer produce domination, dictation, and destructive anger. Forgiveness is more powerful than what anybody ever has done to you. It is a greater power. And we must release the anger and the lack of forgiveness that we allow to control us because it is less than. We miss the grace of God when we choose to live by that fashion. We need to come full bore into the house of grace and be free by practicing forgiveness. Forgiveness provides liberation also from suffering. When any of us, myself included, struggle to forgive, it's because we like the role of being a victim. I may not like to hear that, and you may not like to hear that, but it is truth. The role of being a victim is what propagates my lack of forgiveness. You see, what was done to me? And the amazing thing is, it may have been 30 years ago. And we're still playing the victim. Forgiveness frees us from that kind of suffering. The failure to forgive is really an excuse for continued practice of victimization. In forgiveness, one ends the mental suffering, which keeps the pain fresh and festering. Forgiveness, thirdly, provides a positive detachment and constructive distancing. You see, if I can cut off the pain from the event, then I also can sever the nerve of the injury, and thus I can distance myself from that negative memory. Forgiveness holds that power. It enables me to distance myself. Remember last week I said forgiveness is always an issue of the past? It's never an issue of the present nor of the future. It's always an issue of the past. It's always something that has been or was done. And so we sever, we cut it off. We allow that weight that we drag along with us to be cut loose. And so we have a positive detachment. The cessation of continually being drawn down into the ugliness of unforgiveness allows for a successful detachment from destructive thoughts, vengefulness, broodings, and grudges. We can be set free. Forgiveness provides a private ritual of release. Jesus' forgiveness brings me atonement with God. Our ability to forgive brings attunement. It brings harmony. Sometimes that harmony may involve resolution and restoration of relationship. At other times, it may simply be my own personal harmony. One must perform an inner private ritual which evicts the monsters, cancels the demands concerning how you should have been treated, that desire to get even, and it voids out all expectations. One burns the list of grievances and allows the offender to travel on whatever path, even a twisted one, they might choose. There is nothing you can do to force resolution, so the secret here is we find our peace. And we live in that peace. And there is, of course, the fact that the Bible says that when you and I do that, that's kind of like heaping the burning coals on someone's head. Now, we don't do it because we're wanting to heap coals on someone's head. We do it because we want peace. We want peace. We are going to live an attuned life, regardless of what anybody else does. Okay, why should we engage in forgiveness? We've covered 4 reasons today. Number 1, we want to obey Jesus. Number 2, because it gives us the framework to address wrongdoing. Because it extends comfort, and because it also brings about a personal liberation. Those are 4 biblical reasons for us to be people who practice forgiveness.